Hey, I'm Scott and I'm an American in Bangkok. Today, earning a living in Thailand, following up part 2, asking the right questions. In the last episode of earning a living in Thailand, I spoke about being qualified for the job you want and the list of prohibited jobs put out by the Thai government. I also spoke about how I'm constantly receiving emails that start out with, I want to live in Thailand, can you tell me how I can earn enough to live there? Well, I want $1 million, I want a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce, I want people to wait on me hand and foot. There's a lot of things that I want, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get them because I don't know how to go about getting them. So the chances of these things happening until I figure this out or I get lucky are non-existent. Instead of saying, I want to live in Thailand, can you tell me how I can make enough to live there? You might want to phrase the question a little bit differently. And doing so might make the answer more apparent. Instead of saying, I want to live in Thailand, can you tell me how to make enough money to do this? Perhaps what you could say is, what can I do, or what can I provide of value that people will be willing to pay me for? If you're a horrible singer that makes the dog cringe, you don't sit in front of the SkyTrain with your hat out singing I Did It My Way and expect to earn enough money to make a living. Although people might pay you to stop singing, but the equation is very simple, and it is basically the same as it is anywhere else in the world where you're working, or in your home country. A prostitute provides company and her body and sex in exchange for money. So what information, what product, what service can you provide that's going to translate into income? And I think if you ask yourself this question and some other questions, that make sure that they're the right questions, you'll come up with the right answers and you'll be on your way towards figuring out exactly what you can do. I mean, if you're a web designer, you ask yourself, well, okay, I'm a web designer. Maybe I could get my customers to do business with me on Skype or whatever, okay? So I think it's important that you do that. Now, one last thing. After I uploaded the first episode of Letters in Thailand, I got a message on my Facebook page from a guy named Nate, and he wrote in, and this is exactly what he said, word for word. Scott, this is what I did. I watched your videos, sold all my crap, hopped on a plane, came to Thailand, rented a hotel for a couple of days, bought dress shirts, pants, and a tie, threw in some job apps, landed a job, found a cheapo apartment close by, now I'm living high on the hog. Now, this is a very real dude who gathered some information, made some tough decisions, and decided to take a chance and jump on a jet and come to Thailand. Fortunately, his gamble paid off. And, he didn't email me back and forth 100 times and asking, all these different questions about, the little things. I don't even know if he emailed me at all. I don't remember. I don't think he did. He might have sent me a message once or twice, but that's it. And, he didn't ask. My point is, he didn't ask question after question. How do I do this? How do I do this? What do I do? Yada, yada, yada. He didn't do that. He basically researched some things, took that information, assimilated it, and then spit out his solution. This is how I got to Thailand, and this is how you can get to Thailand. Okay? I can tell you, hey, come be a teacher. I can tell you, come be a website designer here. I can give you those kind of answers, but if you figure it out for yourself and you look at your own skills, you know better than I do what your skills are and what you have of value to provide to others. If you can get a job in the United States, it doesn't always mean you can get a job in Thailand, but it does mean you probably have a skill, you know, other than perhaps doing some kind of a manual labor. So anyway, you know, I hope I got this cleared up. That's all for now. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Thailand. Chok di la, cher kan mai.